Yo, what up guys? So today we start on the teardown. It is way too hot out here, but we start on the teardown today, and we'll start off with pulling the hood off, pulling the front bumper off, pulling some small stuff up top, and then obviously drain all the liquids and all that good stuff. We're gonna start with the teardown of that. I don't think I'm going to post like everything, me taking it completely apart. I'm not exactly sure yet. I'll just start with pulling it apart and then showing you guys here and there on, you know, how it came off or came apart, I guess. And yeah, we'll go from there. So about 20, maybe 30 minutes in, this is what we're looking like right now. Intake manifolds off. I gotta take off the spark plug wires. Gonna pull off the intake manifold next. Have to pull off the rest of the harness. After that, I have to focus on getting the front bumper off and draining all the fluids. Pulling out the dry sump container, all that good stuff up front. I'm gonna try to make it as easy as possible, so that when I put all this together, it'll be easy. Because the dry sump container lines are kind of a pain to get to. They're right there. And to get to them from the bottom is kind of hard, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I have to pull all the accessories off. Obviously the head's off, so I have to pull the headers off. And yeah, it's hot, but it's got to get done, right? My goal is to have it running by the weekend, so we'll see if that happens. So the intake manifold is off. You can see my shoe print right there from when I was putting it in. Look how clean these runners are. This motor probably has about 3,000 miles, so it's super clean. Can't wait to get this thing going though, man. It's definitely gonna be pretty cool to have a cammed LS7, you know. So we got the front bumper completely off. We have to take obviously everything out of the center. So these oil coolers, the fan, this bumper support, everything right here in the middle to get the cam out. Take the headers off. There's the bumper there. It's pretty cool. The bumper comes off complete with the splitter and everything. Splitter's pretty ruined though. It's pretty messed up, but it'll be alright. I also have the RS headlights. I'm debating if I want to put the halo ones. Debating if I want to put those back on. I did have them on at one point, but I broke them. So debating if I want to put them back on or not. And yeah, I'm going to try to tear as much as I can into it today. Today is Tuesday. Tear into as much today and tomorrow. And hopefully assembly Thursday and Friday. And it should be done by Saturday. Maybe Sunday. Maybe it'll be done by Sunday. I'll stay safe. Hopefully it'll be done by Sunday. And we'll get to hear it. I don't know what that was. We don't want to hear that. But yeah, we'll get to hear it chop and yeah, all that good stuff, you know. We made a bit of a mess. Kind of dropped coolant everywhere. Kind of hard to see because of the shadow. We have this cooler off. We even got some dirt on there. We have to drain the oil and take out the dry sump now to get the radiator and fans out. And once we do that, all we have left is the water pump, the idler pulley here, and the headers. So we take everything else apart. So we're getting close. Getting close. Down here draining the oil. I hate working on the floor because I make a mess, but I don't have a lift, so this is what I gotta do. We have to take off the lines down here from the dry sump tank and the bolts for the brackets to get the brackets out and get them out of here so that we can go ahead and pull the radiator. So this is day one of the teardown. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I can work through the night and get it all done today. But I need the balancer puller from my buddy Irvin. It's hot, and I don't care to get it done that fast. I'll be happy if it gets done by next week. So, I'm going to continue tearing it down tomorrow. I'm going to pull everything else off, the heads, the headers, water pump, and possibly put everything, well, I'll at least put the cam and lifters in tomorrow. Might set the heads on there. Don't think I'm going to torque them down. I might torque them down, not sure. All depends on how I'm feeling tomorrow and how hot it is. Back when I used to like working on cars, I used to pull the motor out of my F-body in the morning. Say pull it out, beginning of the day, pull it out, put a new one in. I'd wake up like 8 in the morning, pull the motor out. By the end of the night, I would already be driving around, either going to a sideshow or having some fun with it. That was back when I used to live with my dad. Now, I don't really have the motivation to work on stuff like that. I hate being on my back, working on the floor, and my goal is to eventually buy a house to where I can put a lift in a shop, you know. I currently have my house now, but I don't want to spend the money into this house like I do. I want to get a house with more property, and that's not such in a neighborhood, you know. I want to be in like a kind of like out in the country, like my buddy Nick's house. His house is ballin'. Won't be able to afford that, especially not around here, but I'm gonna see what happens in the next year or so, and probably get something better than this here, you know. But yeah, it's time to keep going and knocking this thing out, and hopefully get it sounding well. And the reason why I have to pull this apart, I sold the other LS7 I have, and my buddy who's building the motor for that, Church of LS, I'll put the at right here. They're building a forged LS3 for this. Pretty much the same setup that's in the GTO. Forged LS3 and a GP tuning cam. It's going to have stock heads. I don't really care to make much power in the ute. I'm going to drive it on the street, sometimes drive it to work. So back to this. The reason why I'm pulling the heads off was because the motor that I bought came with an aftermarket cam, heads, and Johnson lifters. So I'm putting that on this car and giving him my heads. My heads only have 3,000 miles, lifters and cam. Putting it back in that motor so I can give him a complete motor, but it'll be stock. Also, shout out to Sleepy from Sax Speed Shop. This is his old manifold from his old F-body. I got that from him, and shout out to GP Tuning, got me a new Nick Williams. So we'll see what kind of power it makes. Again, sorry being so zoomed in. Again, the headers on here are from a regular 5th gen Camaro, and you can see down here where it's like kind of eating this up because it gets so hot. And I had to put a dent there and a dent around the oil cooler. So eventually I'm going to buy the 2-inch long tubes for this, but at the moment it's not in the budget. So I'm just gonna get it running back, you know, cammed and heads and intake, and then do the full exhaust later. Probably have my buddy Alex do some nice stainless stuff down the road when I can afford it, but at the moment we're just gonna get it back up and going and see what kind of power it puts down. Alright, so it's 12:03 midnight. It's currently now Thursday. It's pretty much on day 3, but I'm calling it quits for tonight. The manifold's just sitting on there just so nothing gets in there while I'm at work. You gotta put the coil packs on, injectors, fuel rail, obviously the radiator, to tighten the balancer bolt, put my exhaust back on, and pretty much just slap it back together and find out how it sounds. Throw oil in it, throw all the fluids in it, find out how it sounds. So I can't wait. Usually I would have had it done by now, but I just have no motivation to really work on it like that, and nor do I have a time frame to get it done. My goal was to have it done at the end of this weekend, but it looks like I'm going to have it done tomorrow, if all goes well. If something goes wrong, well, at least I have time to fix it, you know. So that's that. You guys will watch the video. I'm going to put it all together with it running and all. I just wanted to make one long video, so you guys will see it then. Alright, I haven't filmed anything today. It is 12:03 and everything is back together. Made these covers fit on there. The back's a little high, I gotta fix that. Everything's on. It's gonna be the first startup. Sorry I didn't get to film. I got home, fell asleep, and then I was like, you know what, gotta get to work. So I didn't film any of this. Super dirty. Really don't want to get my car dirty. I do want to see oil pressure when I start it though. Oil pressure's pretty high. See what's going on. Window. Everything looks good here. We got the oil pressure. Turn up and leaking. Well, gotta button it all up tomorrow. This thing sounds kind of crazy though.